gentlemen, good morning, good morning. Welcome back to the My Crypto Journey live stream. Yes, I know my studio is not done. And yes, I know I look like a runaway slave still because I need a haircut. But let me tell you something. It's hard to find a barber in a new city. But do me a favor, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new here over on YouTube. And if you're watching this over on X, make sure to like and repost. Guys, we had the biggest flash crash we've had in crypto on the 10th of all time. I'm going to go through it step by step because let me tell you something, man. I get it. We didn't like Gary Gensler and the SEC. And I want to start off by saying this at the beginning of this video. Technically, it can't be insider trading because cryptos are not securities, right? So technically, nothing what I'm talking about is accusing anyone of insider trading for legal purposes. But we are seeing the most ridiculous amount of manipulation ever that we've ever seen. And it's kind of crazy. It's actually ridiculous. You know, because at the end of the day, it wrecks the little guy. So let's go through. Let me switch my Zen around. Let's go through a timeline of what exactly went down. Let me see hi to the chat. Good morning, Yo. How you doing? Yo, Rodney, want to take if you are still begging after Israel or you have finally woken up and how evil they are. Yes, I realize that. Yes. Javi, good morning. How are we doing? Good morning, Javi. How we doing, brother? Tony, good morning. Wes, good morning. Kayla, good morning, baby. How you doing? Bud, what's up, brother? Brandon White, good morning, sir. Pulse is a sleeping giant. Good morning. Shout out to the Pulse community. Okay, good morning, Rick Rock. How we doing? Bring Gary back. I know, right? Ma, good morning. How we doing? Priest, how we doing? What's up? Javi celebrating 39 months. Good to see you. Javi, it's not just another day in crypto. It was abnormal, and we're going to talk about it. And Honda, thank you so much for celebrating 10 months on the channel. I do appreciate you guys and all your memberships. You guys are the real MVP. Now, a lot of people are saying this is CZ and Binance manipulation and those sorts of things. And some of those things may be true. I don't want to jump to that conclusion, but I want to say this was absolutely ridiculous, right? Yeah, so much crime, it's crazy, right? So obviously, guys, the crypto market has recovered, but we've seen some crazy things happen. It all started, right, when President Trump threatened a massive increase of tariffs on Chinese products incoming to the United States. Now, obviously, tariffs have been a big deal with this whole election season, and do they work? Do they not work? Do they cause inflation? Do they not cause inflation? But what we do know is that when there's talks about tariff wars with our biggest person we trade with, right? And if not the second largest superpower in the world, I mean, the markets are going to absolutely take a shit, right? That's true. That as much is true. And pretty much Trump put out this whole post about how we're pretty much going to ramp up the trade wars and talking about pretty much doing what Trump does, right? And at the time, they had $250 billion wiped out from the crypto market cap. This is on the 10th, right? And what happened was pretty much every post after that showed like massive liquidations, right? So crypto market recorded the largest single day liquidation event ever in history. For example, the COVID crash was $1.2 billion. The FTX crash was $1.6 billion. And on the 10th, they had $19 billion in liquidations, which is crazy. But this person, there's an upside to it, right? He says, you wish you bought during the COVID crash. This is your COVID crash. So pretty much saying it was a good buying opportunity for some people. And I get that. But there was a lot of people wrecked. And look, I get it. When it comes to leverage, like it's hard to feel sad for someone who's using leverage. Because what do they say? The 3 L's that destroy men: ladies, liquor, and leverage, right? But still, like this kind of manipulation is next fucking level. And again, I'm not saying insider trading because technically cryptos are not securities, right? So you can't do that, I guess, apparently, right? Okay. And while this was happening, Binance and Coinbase had degraded performance, which means you little fish out there couldn't withdraw. Now, since then, Binance has kind of corrected this, said they're going to refund people. Binance co-founder Yi He says users who suffered losses attributable to on the exchange can request compensation. Okay, so you could do that, right? Coinbase hasn't said anything. It's nice, right? So I do want to highlight one thing. I'm getting fucking sick and tired of some of the Trumps right now. I'm going to be honest with you, okay? Because this is pure manipulation, guys. If you don't think it's fucking manipulation and these people have an insider advantage, they do, okay? But 2 weeks ago, Eric Trump says Q4 will be unbelievable for crypto. He wasn't wrong, right? Recorded the largest single-day liquidation event in history. Now, keep in mind, the market could still rip, right? But I don't want to see a fucking post a month from now saying, oh, I told you crypto was going to pump, because yeah, that did happen. But at the same time, we had a lot of little fish get wrecked. And guys, it's about retail, dude. They knocked a lot of retail out of the space, right? Okay. So this is the Binance CEO, Richard Tang, says the company will learn from what happened and is committed to doing better. I'm truly sorry to everyone who is impacted. Okay, whatever. And then we got, after everybody else got wrecked and a lot of people made money, and I'm going to show you exactly who made money, right? China says it will stand firm against U.S. tariffs. We do not want a tariff war, but we are not afraid to go into one. And then we got China declined U.S. phone call after export controls announcement. And then we got President Trump says, don't worry about China. It will all be fine. Okay, so the market pumped it back. Oh, don't worry about that. It'll all be fine. How about we stop fucking posting on Truth Social, guy? Because you could do all these things behind the scene and not mess with the market, you know? Javi, it's not another day in crypto, though. That's bad, dude, you know? Anyways, this is what happened. So a hyper-unit whale withdraws $100 million from Hyperliquid after profiting from the Bitcoin short. So the 10 billion hyper-unit whale is up over $12 million, shorting $700 million in Bitcoin, right? The ancient Bitcoin whale holding over 5 billion of Bitcoin and 5 billion ETH has increased his Bitcoin short of Hyperliquid. So this person is doubling down. Now, I don't know if they're doubling down to make it seem like they're not, this account wasn't, had some sort of insider advantage, but this account was putting in trades up to the very minute before that post. 24 hours, I think it was 28 hours in total before he started shorting the market. And it's just not him. It's a lot of different people, right? This is the only person that we kind of caught, right? This guy just shorted 420 million of Bitcoin in Hyperliquid. He deposited $80 million of USDC and leveraged it over 5x to short Bitcoin. He also sent $50 million to Binance, where he's likely to do the same activity. This whale is betting on a massive dump. So this is before, right, October 9th, it happened, right? And then we saw other big crypto influencers, Big Machi brother, get absolutely liquidated, been fully liquidated. He has now gone from plus 44 PNL down to 10 million PNL, right? And then we got some more serious issues out of this. So Ukrainian crypto trader Konstantin Galish dies by suicide in Lamborghini during $19 billion market crash. Let me tell you something. Crypto influencer killing himself as a Lamborghini has to be peak crypto, right? It's not fun. It's kind of to have some dark humor, but it's kind of crazy, right? It's kind of, you know what I mean? On October 11th, I guess, so October 11th, so the day after, 32-year-old Ukrainian crypto influencer was found dead from a self-inflicted gunshot wound inside his Lamborghini Urus in the Kiev district, right? Amid a cryptocurrency market crash that erased nearly $19 million in value. $1 billion in value, excuse me. The solve was triggered by U.S. President Donald Trump's announcement of 100% tariff. So why are we announcing these tariffs? Like, they're going to happen if they're not happening. That's the thing. It's like, let's not do that to the markets. Let's just not do that, because that scares a lot of people. SWE went down to like 50 cents. Like everything wicked down and came back up. Yeah. But that messes with a lot of different positions people have betting on the markets. And I get it. It's their fault for using leverage. But at the end of the day, it's like normal market behavior is fine, but we don't need a president tweeting about something just to do a day and a half later to be like, oh, just kidding. Everything's going to be fine. It's like, how about if we're going to announce 100% tariffs, why don't we just announce 100% tariffs? Is this some sort of negotiating tactic? It's not right. Okay. And I have to call it out. Okay. It's important for me to call it out. You have to call it out. I agree with a lot of things Trump's doing. Okay. But this is not one of them. World Liberty Finance is not one of them. Fucking Trump and Melania token are not one of them. You know what I mean? And the thing is, like, there's going to be no repercussions for this. Because yes, people that are already rich are making more millions, but the average pleb in the crypto space is getting fucking wrecked. Because all their meme coins dump, because when the native chain dumps, that their meme coins tend to dump too. There's some runners too, but usually that's how it happens. A lot of people get wiped out of the positions or get scared and sell, The people with the money who can afford this type of volatility don't have to worry about it. I'm just talking about the little fish here. It's important, right? Okay, so we had this drama, right? So apparently, this person made a post saying that he found the guy, the whale, who, and I'm not voting Democrat. Let's not get too crazy. But this type of at the end of the day, it's good for the crypto market. But this shit, and it's not just this. There's plenty of people that are close to the president that were trading war stocks and Planeteer and those sorts of things. And those sorts of things. So that's actually true. you know? Anyways, whatever. So Hyperliquid posted this. I mean, CZ reposted this, which I got to be honest, I'm putting a video out. I'm kind of sick and tired of CZ shit, you know? Acting like this coy guy who doesn't know what's going on and playing dumb, that he doesn't understand that him replying to a meme coin, it'll pump it, which is so fucking stupid. Binance is doing well, right? Now, a lot of people are accusing Binance of fucking up the market. The thing about with centralized exchanges and like some of the, like things like hyper units, we can't really see everything that's going on with centralized exchanges, but something with like Hyperliquid we can, right? So there was an investigation, right? And CZ says, he reposted this and says, not sure of the validity, hope someone can cross-check. So him posting this is adding validity to it. Now, this person makes a huge post. He says, hi, CZ. Thanks for sharing my personal and private information. To clarify, I have no connection with the Trump family or Donald Trump Jr. This isn't insider trading. Now, keep in mind, insider trading is only with security, so this is not security. Crypto is not a security technically, right? So this guy is saying, hey, I had no connections with the Trump. And he gives his reasons why he thought the market was going to dump, which is interesting. So this is the counter argument to my other argument about manipulation, right? So I'm always covering both sides. He says, 3 things I want to share briefly. I'll explain the bearish insight we shared, my take on 1011, thoughts on how the industry can do better. From a technical analysis perspective, U.S. tech stocks, a shares tech stocks, and major cryptocurrencies have all shown overbought signals, such as MACD divergence, right? So he's using technical analysis, right? Cryptos and U.S. tech stocks historically have high positive correlation, which leads us to believe that risk will transfer between the two. That's true, right? In the past week, we observed a shift in the structure of U.S. equities, from risk-on trades to risk-off trades. The crypto market has exhibited similar patterns. Since 9/26, U.S.-China trade tensions have escalated, but were largely ignored by investors due to the bullish sentiment. Obviously, Donald Trump posted about that, right? Last Friday, just before the crash, China announced a special port fee on U.S. ships docking in Chinese ports starting on 10/14. Right? So, with plans for annual increases. At the same time, China launched antitrust investigations into companies like Qualcomm. In response, President Trump called for a ban on Chinese planes flying through Russian airspace. These events suggest the trade tensions are escalating, which helps explain why both A shares and U.S. equities are moving to risk-off mode before the 10/11 crash. We cannot predict when President Trump may retaliate against China, but our internal quantitative system has already raised the alerts. So this person is saying that this is why they shorted the market, right? Moreover, the market decline is driven not by only macro factors, but also by internal structure and stability. Both U.S. equities and crypto markets have recently been fueled by highly leveraged long positions. And that's true, right? People are getting wild in the crypto space, creating a fertile ground for a delevering crisis similar to A shares crash in 2015 and the March 2020 U.S. market crash. Unlike stocks, most cryptocurrencies lack an inherent value anchor. That's actually true, right? Driven more by investor sentiment. That's also true. Greed and fear. Therefore, exchanges offering aggressive 5x to 100x leverage on such volatile assets to small retail investors are likely to trigger a liquidity crisis, whether prices rise or fall, right? So you're probably taking subtle shots at Binance. During liquidity crisis, system outages aren't new. Both A shares and NASDAQ have experienced them. Even the best systems can break when volume surges and panic spreads. If an exchange crashes, it often means it has real users and heavy flow. That's trust. That's also true, right? But on October 11th, the market saw extreme volatility, with many major altcoins dropping by 80%, like major altcoins, guys. Some traders using just 0.2x to 0.3x leverage still got liquidated, which is fucking crazy, right? Can every trader sit in front of the screen 24/7 and manually close positions during chaos? Obviously not. If exchanges don't take responsibility during crisis, such events will keep repeating. And so the issue obviously is when we have some sort of news like this and the market dips, like ridiculous amounts of leverage make it way worse. It's like a snowballing effect, right? The deeper issue with the crypto industry is that exchanges offer high leverage on assets that lack intrinsic value to meet user demand and boost profit. But such high leverage only existed in the Forex market, where underlying assets have value supported, lower volatility, and liquidity provided by banks. If exchanges continue offering extreme leverage, they should at least implement a stabilization fund-like mechanism similar to U.S. equities to provide liquidity support during crisis. Only this way will trust be restored, capital flow back in, and the market grow healthy. Now, I do like this real detailed response after CZ really reposted it and doxed the guy, right? So that was interesting. And we saw that this is like some more, this is some more news about that Bitcoin whale shorting, crypto, minutes before the announcement. And he also doubled down, right? So maybe the market's going to, dip a little more, right? This post says Binance at 60% is long liquidated, Hyperliquid had, and others 90% long liquidated. So obviously there's a lot of people cock writing CZ right now. It's getting kind of corny. And CZ fighting the FUD. Interesting how BNB was barely affected at all, because BNB did dip, but kind of barely. And then CZ FUDders even try to make this sound like a bad thing. Please post more about this BNB, right? So obviously we did get news that maybe they're going to try to pardon CZ and those sorts of things. But yeah. So this is interesting about Hyperliquid though, right? So Hyperliquid's fully on-chain liquidations cannot be compared with underreported centralized exchange liquidations. Hyperliquid is a blockchain where every order, trade, and liquidation happens on-chain. Anyone can permissionlessly verify the chain's execution. And obviously you can't do that with centralized exchanges pretty much, right? So we don't know exactly what was going on in Binance and those sorts of things. But I'm kind of tired of CZ shit. I'm going to be honest with you. It's kind of corny. It's lame. He's playing dumb. But that's pretty much what happened. Like, I don't know if there's manipulation going on, but can we not post about that? Is that your negotiating tactic? Don't negotiations happen behind closed doors? That's what I'm saying. Anyways, too many people believing what's good for the president and his family will be good for them. Bunch of fucking morons. Peace in the Middle East. Now the protesters can get a real job maybe somewhere, hopefully in their home countries. I'm not even being political about it, to be honest. I'm just saying, man, like, let's just not do that. Like, let's just not do that stuff. I could see if that was implemented. Like, hey, 100% or whatever tariffs we're doing on China, boom, it's implemented. It's a boom, market's dumped because that's a new thing. Not, we're going to do this. We're going to do it. And then 2 days later, we're fine. It's so stupid. It's so dumb. Anyways, that's my 2 cents for the day. You know what I mean?
You have Aster, you have Pancake Swap, you have your own meme coin launchpad, you have BNB.
Will CZ be flagged for doxing? No, he can be flagged. The motherfucker's invincible right now, dude. And he might get it pardoned. Anyone else need the app from McD's? I'm more Chick-fil-A's guy, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm just tired of this shit. I refinanced the house, put it all in Blazing Pepe. Right? Sorry, I'll get off my soapbox for a second, but come on now, let's be real. Let's be really real now. Let's be real. I just feel like sometimes people say, they stand on these, they have these like standards, and then like they go out the window when an opportunity comes, like to be like buddies with CZ, It just reminds me of the Saitama situation where everyone's just idolizing like one guy and like he can do no wrong. Oh, he's a human being. Like he's a shark. He's playing dumb. He's very calculated, And everyone has to get out there and just fight the FUD. It's just so fucking corny. And the fact that he's taken the time to respond to everyone and like subtly throw just dig at everyone is just like so corny. It's really the Wild Wild West. The real deal is having 1 foot in reality and 1 foot in OnlyFans Feet Finder. That's what I'm saying, bro. Like when you're trying to clap some new and you got to give it y'all. I know. I'm saying, bro. Just corny. I wouldn't buy Pepe anything with my own money. Sorry, guys. I wouldn't buy Pepe anything with my own money. I think Pepe's fine. All right, so let's look at the markets here. See how they're doing. Obviously, they recovered quite nicely. All right, so that's good. But it's that moment that just wrecked a lot of people, right? So go to the last 7 days, and I mean, look at this thing. I mean, obviously, we wicked all the way down to like 104K. You guys say this is the Wild Wild West. The big guys want it to, and it's all for free. Exactly. I just think, man, it's just they have such a big advantage over the small peons. It's not cool. I get like some of us have crypto saved up and we're okay, but I just can't help but think for like the little fucking fuck out there who's getting wrecked in all his meme coins, you know? You know? Because, you know, we were all that little fuck one time, you know? It's like that guy's getting wrecked. He's probably not going to recover. He's probably going to quit crypto. A lot of people that I know quit cryptos, you know, it's because of like shit like this. Like how many people saw their XRP dump? Like all the XRP holders and sold that shit because they were scared about another crash. Here comes FTX again. They remember all those fucking FTX videos, you know? So you got to keep that in mind. You know, it's about the little fuckers too. But like, look at SWE, man. Like, oh, they showed on CoinMarket. Some of the CoinMarket's pretty bad, but dude, SWE went down worse. It went down to like 50 cents. You know? That's crazy. We live in a capitalist nation. It's sweet. You care for the small guy, but it's dog eat dog. But it's not that's not capitalism. You know? I know it's a dog eat dog world, but give the guy a chance, you know? Fuck. That's not capitalism, bro. Capitalism is not fucking manipulating the market. I know that's not capitalism. I know you can't win every race. I get it. But like here's the thing. We don't need a tweet about something that may happen and for you to rescind that shit a day and a half later. That's what we don't need, you know? I just more like, I don't know. That's who Trump is. I get it, but we don't need that, man, you know? So many, you know, people get fucking, they're like, oh, fuck, I gotta sell, you know? That's what I'm saying. I know you can't win every race. I get it. Dog eat dog world. Fuck everyone. Look after yourself, you know? But come on, man. No new boys, no new friends. I know. I get it. I just can't think. I'm vaping again. Sorry. But I just can't think that way, you know? Pulse was unaffected. I sent up, dude, have you seen Hex Honda? But you're right, though. No new boys, no broke friends, and I keep them to be my friend. That song's such a banger. X on my line, just as I expected. Dun, 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 me. I'm gonna affect it. It's okay when we do it to each other, but when the big guys do it, we get our thong in a bunch. You could put it like that, right? You could put it like that. Fuck it. You know, I just think of like the Epstein files. It's okay when billionaires do it, but when the average Joe does it, you're fucking thrown in jail, and the rest of your life is as you should be thrown in jail for messing with kids, right? Rules for thee and not for me, you know, double standard kind of thing, you know. Like I said, the big boys are here. Manipulations are at high levels. Remember, follow the smart money. We know this. I get it. But like, look at, if you're making a educated play on the markets, right? Javi, you're looking at it. You're a crypto trader. Maybe you made a ton of money and you're longing the market because you think it's going to do well. And maybe, right? And maybe you are liberal with your stop losses. Maybe you put Bitcoin's at $120,000 and you put your stop losses at fucking $110,000 because that seems sane. And this piece of news fucks you, you know, and you get liquidated. I know that leverage can wreck people, but it's there for a reason. Like, you should be able to do that if you're making, you know, calculated predictions. And we can blame exchanges for this because it's allowing people to make these degenerate plays. You know, but like, you should be able to operate in the space. For example, it's like when the SEC got hacked. Remember that? And someone posted that there was a Bitcoin ETF. Now the Bitcoin ETF happened, but like a lot of people got wrecked because the market, people were shorting the market, and the market pumped because of that fake tweet. You know, like stuff like that. Like it's unfair, is what I'm saying. Ronnie should be a politician. Ugh, no. I still haven't bought any Zcash or Dash. What is that? Did you buy the dip? Yes. Hey, yes. Hey, but what I'm saying is, you know, you know, you know what I mean? Greed, not a good word, you know. What I'm saying is, you know, why is there an eggplant besides my name, Brandon? That's because you're new to the degenerates, and as soon as you level up, you'll get a Dogecoin or an ETH. Because eggplants are my favorite. Is it a vegetable or a fruit? It's for sure Jayhawk's favorite fruit. You know. Hell yeah, about the dip. What the hell you want, Javi? Sweet at 50 cents, you out your goddamn mind, you know? What I thought really, Javi, was like there was like a major issue with some sort of protocol in the space. You know, that's what I thought. I thought that maybe like something went down and we're not, because when all this stuff happens, like usually the dead body floats to the top, you know, and I didn't see any dead bodies yet. And I think that the issue was just the amount of people it's a combination of Trump tweeting some dumb shit and then people just being way over leveraged, you know. I understand that. I was just wondering why an eggplant. It's an old joke with the channel, like from the beginning. Like I know people want me to get rid of it, but I love it. You know, easy and steady, baby. Yeah. It wasn't like I like Javi. I was like, dude, what could cause the biggest liquidation event in crypto ever? More than FTX, like way more than FTX, right? Almost 20 times more. I know. Happy Monday. Hit the like button. Thank you so much, Art Caffeine. I appreciate you. Smash the like button. I just wanted to give you guys the full breakdown and timeline of everything, you know. But we just don't need these posts, you know. It's just not. It's just not. I get it, China, you know, fucking whatever, you know. Whatever. Who cares? China. We get it. Tariffs. But fucking talk about that shit behind the scenes. Feel like looking up chat. Pulse guy, one word. What do you mean, Pulse guy? Oh, look it up the chart. I'm on a sick one. Let me see if there's any more like relevant news to the crypto space, like I don't know, ETF announcements or some shit. We need to see. Do gold's if you guys are buying gold, it's looking good for you guys. Gold's been on a fucking tear, $4,100, which is nice. They usually say Bitcoin follows. There's that. Also with Tether, I was reading an article the other day that Tether. I remember all the videos about CoffeeZilla and Tether. Like at the end of the day, guys, has anyone ever come close to Tether, even through all the bullshit? You know. You know, has anyone ever come close to Tether? No, they have not. Tether's been number one in the space. I think the more the faster we accept that, the better, you know, better we can feel. You know what I mean? Thanks for think for a second. Crypto market cap bigger than 2022. Yeah, I did think that for it's great. I think that's great, but we don't I don't need World Liberty Finance. We don't need Trump and Melania token. We need the policies for Bitcoin and stuff like that. We need that happening, like mass adoption. I don't need you fucking partnering with the guy that made Libra token and Yeezy token that rugged everybody. I don't need you to help him launch your shitcoin. You know, like those are the things. I guess you can't get the good without the bad is what I'm saying. Am I saying Kamala? Fuck no. You think, look at, I don't want to hear her cackling for 4 years. You know, you kept saying in September, you expecting another Black Swan event, fudding motherfucker. Yeah, but a Black Swan, when I say Black Swan event, I meant like World War III. I meant like some major protocol or exchange going kaput. I didn't mean tweet about fucking China and people over leverage getting wrecked. But there's a supply and demand issue because these crypto exchanges, like they let you do these things, you know? Look at the idiots lining up for gold. I don't think you're an idiot for buying gold. I think it's great. I mean, obviously, it depends where you're at. Like, if you're like a rich person already or wealthy, like you don't care about crypto. You know, you're just buying things that are tried and true. We care about crypto so much because I think we understand it, and it's a better vehicle for us to build wealth. Never thought a tweet would wreck me like that. Yeah, fucked us. Yeah, I know. Smart money will still greedy as F, not bunch of saints. True, I know. No one is. You know, but goddamn, dude. What I'm trying to say is put me in the fucking messaging group where I'm getting these plays at. Okay. I want to know. We need liquidation so enjoyable, so people gambling instead of investing. But that's part of the guys. That's like the theme of this cycle. Aster and Hyperliquid. Like people get to do that stuff. If you have to think of Trump was going to help crypto and pump our bags, he was going to get in on this pump. We all get. I know that, and that's the big point. I know. Got $250 left. Let's go. All on black, baby. Gold pumps and people FOMO in. That's true. If you hold gold already, that's pretty cool. Got some gold chains on, you know. Yeah. What else do we have going on? Crypto thirst trap. There it is. We love that. Boobs. If I was a crypto girl, dude, I'd be showing my tits all day. I'm just saying. If I was a crypto chick, I was a crypto chick, first of all, I met Tina in person. She's great. I met her at a base conference. But now you got to use your assets, baby. Like, all right. What else we got going on? That's pretty much it. Oh, this is pretty cool. So the BNB chain and 4meme launch a $45 million reload airdrop with ecosystem partners. The initial will just be at the. Wait, hold on. So they're going to address. They're going to give people $160K users $45 million in BNB who have traded meme coins recently over the past week. Why? You guys literally nuked all BNB memes bundled in a single day and now trying to play Saints by giving the part of it back. Yeah, that's what it is pretty much. I don't know. Does anyone think this BNB and CZ shit's getting out of control? Am I the only one who sees it? You know, I just feel like it's getting fucked, you know? Anybody else? Am I the only one? I can't be the only one. Trump, I'm excited. You sell gold. Yes, sell gold, buy growth. What's up, Jimmy? Yeah, but if you're like a fucking super rich and you're buying a massive amount of gold, like you're making some good profits. What do you think helped the market recover so fast after the crash? People fucking buying back up because they're not retarded. People closing out their short positions and people saying, hey, buy the dip, motherfucker. Or maybe people had like orders to buy, you know? But Jim Cramer did say we were back, though. So there's that. And that guy did not double down, but he did add more to his I guess double down in a short position. Gold has been wrecked since the 80s. Chart against the SPX, gold is for wearing. Lol, legit. Yeah, but I get that. But like you see what gold is, you know? I see it, BNB. I'm glad you see it, you know? I like this guy. Boycott Binance. I don't know if we're going to boycott Binance because you can't even use Binance if you're an American. We're not supposed to. I think CZ has always been a Chinese and many since the beginning. Can't trust that guy. Has always been a Chinese. What do you mean? BNB and Solana 2.0, not fully rugs, but pumps out of the damn blue. Luckily, I had cash on the side and was able to buy the dip. Yeah, that's why you want some, you know? But Larry Fink says there is a role for crypto in the same way there's a role for gold. It's an alternative. So I guess Larry Fink had a 60 minutes interview and he talked about Bitcoin, digital gold, and those sorts of things. So that's pretty cool. I do think we're going to get to a point though where CZ loses a little bit of his touch, right? CZ shouldn't be so vocal about specific products, but at the same time, retard shouldn't try to trade on his every word either. That is true. He just acts so coy though, you know, like, oh my God, what, me? Or like the Hyperliquid guy. Like I'm putting a pretty funny short out. It's like 2.5 minutes directly after the stream. Tune in for that. I'm gonna put it on X. It just talks about like the whole Hyperliquid situation where, you know, he's like, oh yeah, the guy who runs Hyperliquid, he actually used to work for, which was Binance Labs back in 2018. Yeah, it was a failed attempt and we couldn't recoup any of our investments, but he actually worked for us back in the day. And I was supposed to have a call with him, but I forgot. I actually overslept. Like that is some crazy demon shit. And then he puts little smiley faces and says gossip tweet, you know, like in his post. You know? Also, did anybody watch the show Monster? I actually watched the show Monster with my chick. It's really good about the Ed Gein story, even though it's not really, it's like 90% fake, but it's pretty cool. If you guys haven't watched this, Netflix, Ed Gein's Monster, it's good. Even if you're rich, the S&P 500 instead, gold is for wearing. Yeah, I agree, Honda. But you get it, like back in the day, right? So this person says, how can SWE go from go to 50 cents on Binance and only $2 on Coinbase? I mean, this was a common thing in crypto back in the day, right? I have a lot of friends that lost millions in leverage trading on Friday. How can the crypto price differ this much from exchange to exchange? How can people trust if this happens in 2025 and we all have the technology to stop it? If it continues, there will be many regulations coming to crypto, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, gold is pretty, not for keeping value, but if you, well, the point of gold, it's like it's hard to it's like hard to destroy. It's like rare, it's shiny. That's the point of like some sort of like thing, currency and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like that's why gold, because it's rare. You just can't make more of it. I guess you can make diamonds in a lab. Can you make lab gold now? You know what I mean? That's why Bitcoin outperforms the S&P. Bitcoin's outperformed everything since its existence, right? So let's keep that in mind. Yeah, I meant my dog on that tweet, not the meme coin about my dog. Exactly. Yeah. Oh, sorry about. Fuck. I'm sorry everyone made a bunch of meme coins. We trade gold 8:39 p.m. Eastern. Bud, trader in the house. I'll take some. He's hot. I'll take some monster. Kayla, have you seen the show? It's fucking funny. It's so good, dude. It's so good. Shout out to Big Boy. He back. Binance covers 283 million in users' losses after its tokens depegged on Friday. Just one question, Binance, but you made $3 billion thanks to the scam, all and covered 283 million in user losses after the token. So I guess they had a token depeg. Binance covers 283 million. Wow, I didn't know about that. I gotta make more Binance content. Holders make more than traders. Traders trade Bitcoin back in the day when it went from $30 to $2. Holders bought the dip. Yeah, I mean, I think if you like top blasted Bitcoin ever since its existence, I think you'd be up like at every peak of the bull run. I think you'd be up like significantly. We know that. Nah, I mean, I think that in general, buying and holding like good things like outperform traders. I don't think that's a secret. Now we went on a date and woke up alone in a nice ass hotel though. Caleb, what are you talking about here? Yeah, can anyone take your gold and melt it? Anyone can take your gold and melt it. Can't even move it across the world. Yeah, that's what I've said about a lot of things. That's why Bitcoin's the truth, right? Because you can have it in the ledger and no one even know you have it until they make some device that knows you have it. I don't know. I guess there was a Binance wallet user outage. So Binance users are reporting a major outage affecting wallet balances, with many seeing zero assets displayed across both app and web platforms, while traders appear unaffected. And okay, I guess that's a thing too. Apparently, Astra had like a weak airdrop too. I do want to. James Wynn posted about this. Excuse me. Everybody's on James Wynn's ass because he sounds like a little goblin, but it's okay. What's going on here? I guess Astra had an airdrop. Did you get your airdrop, Kayla? How'd that go? Time to become a nun? I won't get my money back. BitBoy. Man, that BitBoy saga months ago was a show and a half. Not going to lie. It was great. No broke boys, no new friends. Hold on, let me see. Chris from crypto.com said this. Regulators should look into exchanges that had the most liquidations in the last 24 hours to conduct a thorough review of fairness of practices. Any of them slowing down to halt, effectively not allowing people to trade. Were all trades priced correctly in line? Are these taking a shot at Binance? Are their internal trading teams fully Chinese walled? $20 billion liquidation. A lot of users got hurt. The job of regulatory bodies is to protect the consumers and assure market integrity. So, damn. So, obviously, Hyperliquid had $10 billion, Bybit $4 billion, Binance had $2 billion in liquidations, apparently. But then, obviously, Hyperliquid's saying that you can't see a lot of centralized exchange liquidations. Jeez. I hope you guys didn't lose too much. Up is the only direction from here. Believing in Christ is the way to live. Hell yeah, Brandon. Throw some fucking religion on that, Brandon. Brandon's so wholesome, Brandon. If you're poor like me. 10,000 Doge may be a good idea if you're poor like me. I love parentheses. I got to make more videos on this stuff. It's good stuff. Crazy. Who is Chris T? Is he cute? Who's Chris T? Kayla, what are you talking about? My cast went down to 0. Dude, a lot of shit like flash crashed and like wrecked a lot of people. I'm gonna keep it honest. 1 second. One second, boys. God damn it. Okay. Cass actually dropped 30%. That isn't too bad. Really, that's nuts, right? Is that a custom hoodie you got? You got a lot of head space in that motherfucker? At this point, we needed Gary Gensler. Between Binance and Trump and BlackRock, the crypto market is fucked up. The rich are getting richer, and we're losing big time. I mean, honestly, if you're just buying the dip, and not trying to be degenerate, you're winning, but you're not winning at a fast pace. The truth is, like, what you should do is you need to get some sort of insider advantage. And what I mean by that is, like, it's not really like secret. You just have to you have to get in some sort of Telegram group, follow a bunch of people, and you have to be online. If you're going to be in the trenches, you got to be you cannot partially be in the trenches. You cannot. Damn, I got some good videos. Got some good video ideas. I'm reading shit real time. Justin, while markets are panicking about Trump's 100% tariff threats on China, Polymarket isn't buying it. Only 30% chance they go into effect. So only 13%. Dude, Polymarket is the fucking truth, right? The government shutdown is forecasted to last more than 35 days. This would make it the longest in history. Jeez. Tell them the trenches aren't for the people. They really aren't. You better get some fucking Addy and caffeine and some Monster Energy. I'd rather have 10,000 Doge than 10 BNB. They're both good, but Doge seems a little cooler unless useless green. But that is crazy, though. BNB did smash an all-time high after the biggest dip. And it went all the way down. It went all the way down to $871. Yeah, we are getting BNB airdrops. I hope it's not underwhelming, but hey, it's something, right? And keep in mind, guys, if you guys have Trust Wallet or something like that, they were having some issues with keeping the correct price and the amount you had on there. So keep that in mind. Long story short, Hyperliquid and Ethereum did nothing wrong. Binance did many things wrong. Why is nobody talking about the fact that clearly Binance had special non-ADL deals with certain counterparties that is and is clearly violating the fact that they're supposed to be a neutral entity? Okay, he's talking about like Aster. Crazy. Bro, MetaMask still better than Trust Wallet? Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Bro, y'all heard James went on a call. Bro is actually retardio. Yeah, I know. Yeah. But he's killing it though. But that is who you're trading against. I wouldn't say he's retardio. It's just funny, you know. He's just the guy. BNB always going to be the OG cheat chain. I think that's true. I think we all forgot, right? I think if you weren't here in 2021, I think you forgot. Shout out to Safe Moon, right? I got to make a video about this. I'm cooking right after this stream. I'm motivated again. We got a topic. Let's go. Trust Wallet supports more than MetaMask and is way more confidential. I guess MetaMask, you have the option to not be so confidential on MetaMask, right? You don't have to. There's just many options. The thing is, like, you need to have, it's like Coinbase. Like, obviously, I think the base wallet's trash. But what I'm saying is, sorry, Coinbase. Love you guys. But, like, I think it's trash. But you have it's like Ledger. You have the option to do things to help protect your account if you don't want to just operate fully decentralized. That's what I'm saying. You know, but yeah, MetaMask, I get it. I get that. You have to understand for like the average user, like the plebs who want to get into crypto, like you need to make it so they can recover their shit. And a lot of people are email and password people. You know what I mean? I don't know if you know, I don't know. You really got believes his feelings about not answering his messages. I don't. Well, to be fair with Bleaves, like I talked to Bleaves and confidentiality about some BitBoy shit, and like you just like told BitBoy on the back end because they were butt buddies, you know. Like I can't do that, bro. If we're gonna chat about something, we got to keep it between me and you, you know. That's what I'm saying. That's crazy though. BNB chain doing their airdrops before pump fund. This is the way to make the community happy. Oh, the initiative focused on supporting users who experienced losses while trading meme coins during the recent market volatility. We appreciate your understanding for this patience. More details will be shared. Okay, so it's not, yeah. Never speak on DMs, motherfucker. That's what I'm saying. Like, you know, if we're speaking in like secrecy, just keep your mouth shut. You know, because literally, I tell like believe something, and then he like tells BitBoy, and then BitBoy posts about it on X. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Like I thought, like believes we were like friends before you knew Ben Armstrong. I get it. You and Ben Armstrong are butt buddies, and he's a bigger influencer than me. But you chose the wrong path because he ended up fucking imploding. Like he didn't win that lawsuit. You know, he has a lot of issues now, and I'm glad he's getting better because I can relate to having issues with that sort of stuff. You know, I get it. But like, just if we're gonna chat, let's keep it between me and you. I know Ben Armstrong's your guy, but like I knew you before that. Like we were on live streams together. You know, it's like drama. It's like, dude, come on, man. Come on. Let's see. Give me 1 second. Hold on. Did I say this already? I did say this already. The reason why most players are on Hyperliquid. Damn, Hyperliquid versus Binance right here. I'm reading in this stuff real time. You know why we stay loyal as internet friends? Even that's a code of communication. Yeah, you don't speak about that sort of thing. You know, like I can talk some shit to you, you can talk some shit to me, like, and we keep it there. You know. And we still have whales short in the market, by the way, guys. Just keep that in mind. The Hyperliquid Grim Reaper just killed another couple exchanges with HIP3 today. Hyperliquid. I finally got a cold wallet, Rodney, and it's Keystone, air gap, touchscreen. I like it, man. I use OKX wallet to connect. Good wallet for charts and such. Not open source, but way better than MetaMask and Trust Wallet. Okay. For viewing, watch only. Got it. MetaMask, they all have like pretty different viewing ones too. I mean, I know MetaMask has this thing where it like puts everything together and you can see charts of everything all together. I mean, they're all really similar. The bigger the whale, the smaller the When I thought BNB rugged me as hard, see 40 months of dealing with your back talk. When I thought BNB rugged me hard, I see 40 months of dealing with your back talk. I mean, I'm not gonna dance on your grave for those sorts of things, right? Check it out sometime, brother. Just add your public address as watch only. Really good portfolio tracker. Okay. I mean, I like my little system now, you know. I use a lot of Phantom. Hold on. CZ, Binance have had 3 major attacks on Hyperliquid so far. Hyperliquid has one without even trying 3-0. Now Jeff is fed up with their bullshit too, Hyperliquid. Yeah, it's a big drama. Big drama with Hyperliquid and stuff like that, which is interesting. Hold on, give me 1 second. It's like, dude, you have fucking 10.3 million followers. What do you need to know, guy? No one Seifu. You crump dancing on my. I'm not dumb dancing on your drag. I'm tired of being rug, going to start talking shit. You're right. It's fun too, right? It's fun too, you know. Whew, this is some drama, bro. Waited 3.5 years for BNB to clap my shit. Right? Out of all the chains, BNB, God, I'm still a rookie. I mean, they'll come back, but keep in mind the same people that are fucking you on Solana are gonna just fuck you on BNB, right? That's the truth of it all. I'm writing. Give me 1 second. Hold on. I'm Mayweather. My opponent is the air right now. Punching air right now. No, I get it, bro. I get it. Oh shit. All right, guys. I'm gonna get out here a tad bit early. I'm gonna cook up some videos. Appreciate hanging out with you guys today. All right. Appreciate hanging out with you guys today. Got some fire content coming out here soon. Well, I'm trying to get something rescheduled here. So if I can get it rescheduled, because I have somebody rescheduling a tweet for me at 12. If I can get that rescheduled to 3, I'm going to put out the CZ video right now, guys. Enjoy the rest of your day. I appreciate you guys. See you tomorrow. Stay safe. Shout out to CZ. Buy the dip. Goodbye.